body of a man located in Toronto days after Peel Regional Police suspect him of killing his ex-wife, Faiza Patel. The 28-year-old's body was found in a green space on Nexus Avenue near Queen Street and Highway 50 on January 23rd.
Faiza Patel is the first homicide of the year in Peel Region, and her death is part of a troubling trend here in the GTA, where some police forces say more women have been killed by their domestic partners last year compared to previous years. Tonight, a look at the numbers that paint an ugly reality of gender-based violence. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see the toll-free number for the Assaulted Women's Helpline, available in 154 languages.
All eyes have been on Peel Region, where in recent years concern has been raised over the number of gender-based violence calls. In 2019, 13 of the 31 homicides in Peel were cases of family or intimate partner violence, the highest number to date. Last year, Toronto had 8 domestic homicide cases. In 2017, there were 0.
There are many possible survivors who don't look like we've always thought. So we are changing our approach to make sure that all communities are getting information when it comes to domestic violence or intimate partner violence.
In 2019, Peel received 10,818 inter-partner violence calls. Over 3,000 charges were laid. York Region had over 5,700 calls, more than 1,700 charges laid. Police in Durham Region responded to nearly 6,700 calls, the majority of them assaults, seeing a 27% increase compared to 2015. Halton Region responded to over 3,600 intimate partner domestic incidents, resulting in over 1,500 criminal charges. And in Toronto, police attended over 20,000 calls, with a total of over 10,000 charges. Police don't believe this is entirely reflective of the problem, saying some don't report their attackers.
There is definitely a rise in our numbers. We have identified that early last year. We saw it about mid-spring that we were starting to climb, and that becomes a concern to us.
There are misconceptions of gender-based violence that need to be cleared up. No one knows this more than the advocates who are tirelessly working around the clock to respond to these emergencies.
Gender-based violence has nothing to do with religion, with culture, with background. The reality is it affects women of all ages, of all backgrounds, of every religion and every culture equally. Every study has shown that time and again.
There are a range of barriers for women who are looking to leave a violent situation, as told by the Ontario Association of Interval and Transition Houses, who is calling on a more streamlined system accessible to people looking to leave their abusers, a system that currently doesn't exist.
We do need a system that can be more responsive, and we need systems that are going to be aligned with one another in order to provide the best possible support that she might possibly need.
Though there is a need for increase in funding to provide much needed support for those who need help, Marlene Ham also points to the need of a cultural shift, speaking to boys about toxic masculinity early and holding men who use violence accountable.
So instead of us telling women about the red flags in an abusive relationship, how do we talk to men about the red flags that they might be an abuser?
Find out what community and government social services are available, Yasmin Yusuf says to try calling 211, a 24-hour telephone helpline and website that can connect you to resources available in 150 languages.